Resting and fasting. The body recovers through rest. When a person is overworked, stressed out and does not get enough rest or sleep, the circadian rhythm of his body breaks down. It becomes difficult to maintain good health, and various diseases can occur. According to the law of nature, when one becomes ill, one must rest to recover. Rest is a remedy that God uses. Therefore, proper exercise and adequate rest and sleep are useful for the health of the body and mind. Some make themselves sick by overwork. For these, rest, freedom from care, and a spare diet are essential to restoration of health. The Ministry of Healing, 236. The body is regenerated and restored through rest. Therefore, the best medicine is sleep. Night shifts make the body weak. On the other hand, proper rest of the body and mind promotes health. In regulating the hours for sleep, there should be no haphazard work. Students should not form the habit of burning the midnight oil and taking the hours of the day for sleep. If they have been accustomed to doing this at home, they should correct the habit, going to bed at a seasonable hour. They will then rise in the morning refreshed for the duties of the day. Child Guidance, 363. 2 hours good sleep before 12 o'clock is worth more than 4 hours after 12 o'clock. Manuscript Releases, Volume 7, 224. Acute infectious diseases such as colds and pneumonia, or other diseases, all require rest, so if we take proper rest at such times, we can see the effectiveness of this treatment. When animals get sick, they rest without eating until they recover. Neither creatures nor microorganisms go against this law of nature. Fasting is one way to give the body rest, and it is the best treatment God uses to help humans recover from their illnesses. The reason for the decrease in cell function and activity is the accumulation of waste products in the body. As we live, our bodies pile up toxins every day. In such cases, if we fast for a few days, the body will cause a biological reaction to automatically excrete unclean tissues and remove waste. The human body strives to maintain its health by removing toxins, new or stagnant, in the body. When the body is so disturbed that it can no longer function properly, it tries to defeat illness with an even stronger force, a greater effort. When that happens, a fever and headache may ensue. Various symptoms, such as pain, paralysis, and nervous breakdown take place, and people call these symptoms disease. In such cases, if we apply the heavenly remedies of breathing fresh air and drinking clean water, and carry out a water fast or a fruit fast for a few days, the waste products in the system that had prevented physical activities would be removed and the various disease symptoms would disappear. Indulging in eating too frequently, and in too large quantities, overtaxes the digestive organs, and produces a feverish state of the system. The blood becomes impure, and then diseases of various kinds occur. The sufferers in such cases can do for themselves that which others cannot do as well for them. They should commence to relieve nature of the load they have forced upon her. They should remove the cause. Fast a short time, and give the stomach a chance for rest. Reduce the feverish state of the system by a careful and understanding application of water. These efforts will help nature in her struggles to free the system of impurities. Counsels on Diet and Foods, 190 to 191. Intemperate eating is often the cause of sickness, and what nature most needs is to be relieved of the undue burden that has been placed upon her. In many cases of sickness, the very best remedy is for the patient to fast for a meal or two, so that the overworked organs of digestion may have an opportunity to rest. A fruit diet for a few days has often brought great relief to brain workers. Many times, a short period of entire abstinence from food, followed by simple, moderate eating, has led to recovery through nature's own recuperative effort. An abstemious diet for a month or two would convince many sufferers that the path of self-denial is the path to health. There are some who would be benefited more by abstinence from food for a day or two every week than by any amount of treatment or medical advice. To fast one day a week would be of incalculable benefit to them. Counsels on Diet and Foods, 189. In cases of severe fever, abstinence from food for a short time will lessen the fever and make the use of water more effectual, but as soon as the strength of the fever is broken, nourishment should be given in a careful, judicious manner. If there is a great desire expressed for food, even during the fever, to gratify that desire with a moderate amount of simple food would be less injurious than for the patient to be denied. Testimonies for the Church, Volume 2, 384-385. Persons who have indulged their appetite to eat freely of meat, highly seasoned gravies, and various kinds of rich cakes and preserves, cannot immediately relish a plain, wholesome, and nutritious diet. Their taste is so perverted that they have no appetite for a wholesome diet of fruits, plain bread, and vegetables. They need not expect to relish at first food so different from that which they have been indulging themselves to eat. If they cannot at first enjoy plain food, they should fast until they can. That fast will prove to them of greater benefit than medicine, for the abused stomach will find that rest which it has long needed, and real hunger can be satisfied with a plain diet. It will take time for the taste to recover from the abuses which it has received, and to gain its natural tone. But perseverance in a self-denying course of eating and drinking will soon make plain, wholesome food palatable, and it will soon be eaten with greater satisfaction than the epicure enjoys over his rich dainties. Counsels on Diet and Foods, 190. There is a spiritual meaning in fasting. Fasting, resting, taking a break, sleeping, and pausing, all these have the same meaning, and body and mind are restored through rest. When we stop eating and fast, the waste products that have accumulated in the body are removed, healing in the body occurs, and health is restored. This principle applies to spiritual fasting as well. True fasting is a giving of one's intellect, emotions, and will to the Lord completely. This means total surrender of self. When we completely surrender ourselves, we receive Jesus Christ. We experience death on the cross with Christ, and have Christ live in us. When Jesus comes into us, He recreates our life and makes us a new creature. Jesus, who is the health message to the sick, has become the message of the everlasting gospel to sinners.